What's up, tribe? I know. Y'all are like really be. You are coming on late. You have to go to work in the morning. What is going on? Like, what are we doing? Baby, I was minding my business and this came across my desk and it just couldn't wait till tomorrow. So we're not gonna be here long, but we're gonna go through this information. So last week I told y'all that Tasha K was interviewing Kelly Ferrell, and I spelled her name with a Y instead of an I in the title. I'm gonna have to change that. But Tasha K was interviewing Kelly Farrell's ex-husband. Now, for those of you that watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all know Kelly was one of the new girls this season, and a big part of her storyline, or basically her whole storyline, was her divorce and her situation where her ex-husband, it affected her business. She alleged that he was abusive. She alleged that, she talked about having to walk around with a bodyguard for fear for her safety. She talked about all of those things, right? That was all part of the storyline. It was all on the show. It was all filmed. It was all shown. Now, none of us know who this person was. So last week he did an interview with Tasha K, but it is behind her paywall. And I told y'all I don't have her app anymore. And I was like, y'all, what you think? Do I need to give Tasha K $12 of my money and go hear what this man talking about and come back and tell y'all? And y'all didn't seem to be that interested. So I said, okay, well, if they don't care, I don't care. If they cool with it, I'm cool with it. What I'm supposed to do, right? Well, today, he done went down to the place and he done found a lawsuit. So we're gonna read this quick article and then we're gonna look at a little bit. Of this press conference that he gave today. It's a 24-minute press conference. We're not looking at it all 24 minutes. We're gonna look at just enough. We're gonna wet our whistle, okay? But let me read y'all this article and then we are going to watch a little bit of this press conference, okay? All right. Oh, Lord have mercy. Bravo was going to cancel these reality shows if one more person sues them. Have you heard of, has Bravo lost anything yet? Oh, I don't think so. I think they're making way more money than these lawsuits are costing them because I haven't seen anybody successfully sue them yet. I haven't seen that happen. I could be wrong though. We know some people have settled, but we know that a settlement is not that's not an indictment. Okay. Not I heard her ex-husband is 311. See, now y'all cutting up in the chat. Y'all are cutting up in the chat. All right, come on in. So let's read through this article. I'm getting this from the Atlanta News First. It says Real Housewives of Atlanta stars ex-husband alleges misconduct by legal officials and Bravo TV. So this lawsuit is not just about Bravo, it's also about Rockhead County. So let me read it. Now this was published on today, September the 2nd, okay? Mark Ferrell, the ex-husband of Real Housewives of Atlanta star cast member Kelly Ferrell, is accusing Rockdale County officials and Bravo TV of misconduct. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry, that's why we ain't gonna be here long. Ferrell accuses a federal judge and the Rockdale County clerk of court of unlawfully stripping Ferrell of his business and home in the divorce. He also says he was wrongfully incarcerated for debt that he had already paid in full. Standing alongside his attorneys and father, Ferrell announced lawsuits for defamation, malicious prosecution, and civil rights violations on the steps of the Rockdale County Courthouse on Tuesday. Quote, this is not just one man's fight, end quote. It's a case, quote, this is not just one man's fight. It's a case that raises national questions about judicial accountability, abuse of power, racial bias in family courts, and the influence of entertainment media on legal proceedings, end quote, the news release says. Ferrell was married to Kelly, who joined the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. Kelly is best known as the co-founder of the famed Nana's Chicken and Waffles, which has locations in Madonna and now Sandy Springs. This is a developing story. So listen, let's look at a little bit of this press conference. Now, again, you guys know that I have to pause and give commentary. If you want to watch the whole press conference without my commentary, just go to, it's on YouTube. Just go down to the YouTube, go down to the ANF, Atlanta News First YouTube channel. You can watch the whole thing without my commentary. But y'all know that I have to give my commentary, okay? Got to give my commentary. All right. And again, we're not going to listen to the whole thing, child. So let's listen. Let's get into it. Let's close that. All right.
Of the brand development group, and we represent
Kind of
Mark
low. Can y'all
Ferrell.
hold on?
We
Hold
are
on.
here
It feels like
today
it's
to
a
hear
little
from
low.
Mark tell his side of the story.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get it louder. It seems like it's a little low. Can y'all hear it okay? It seems like it's a little low.
And break the silence. We're actually very excited to be able to be here. Today, you're going to hear from Mark himself. You're going to also hear from Brian Jenkins, which is the former president of the NAACP here in Rockdale County. And you're also going to hear from his attorney, the great Miss Latoya Francis Williams, who will speak on the behalf. We're going to start with Mark, and then we will go with Brian, and then Latoya will wrap.
So he got the NAACP down there too? Okay. All right. Okay, Mark. So let's see what they got talking about.
For us, okay? And then we can take some questions, and then if you want to do some private interviews, we're happy to do that after as well. So, Mark, let me get this.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Today, good morning. Today, I end my silence for 3 years. I watched my name dragged through the mud, my business stolen, my home taken, my children withheld, and my dignity attacked. The truth is simple. What happened to me was not justice. It was abuse of power.
So he said his business was taken, his home was taken, and his kids were withheld from him. Okay.
The 2022 hearing that changed my life should have never happened. I was never properly served. Without service, there is no jurisdiction. That means the court never had the legal authority to rule against me. Yet they did. In that ruling, my company, my livelihood, and my future was taken from it.
So he said in 2022, a hearing took place that should have never happened because he said he was not properly served. So no, he said he was never served. So let me say this, and I don't know because I'm not an attorney. But I do know that different states, counties, cities, whatever, they have different rules as it relates to service, especially when it comes to divorce cases. So I'm wondering, I would have to do the research, y'all. I don't have the information in front of me, but I'm wondering if he was served in a non-traditional way. Like if you're dodging service, there are things that in different jurisdictions, there are things that you can do if you go to the court and say, hey, I've been trying to serve this person and he's dodging it, then you can post it in the paper. You can serve their attorney. Like there are different ways that somebody can be served. So I'm wondering if there was another way that he was served or was attempted to be served. But anyway, this is just me giving my thoughts as we listen, okay?
Even from disturbing the court, ignored overwhelming evidence that Nana Chicken and Waffles was business. My business was started with my money and my family recipes. Just one.
Wait, hold on. He said that the Nana's Chicken and Waffles was not only his money, but it was his family recipes. Didn't Kelly say it was her grandmother, Nana? Didn't Kelly say that's where she got the recipe? She got it from Nana? So somebody lying about where the waffles came from. Who got the waffle recipe?
A month before the hearing, Kelly signed an operating agreement acknowledging that we were partners. We have a signature. We have a text sending it back to our business manager. We have Secretary of State filings, EIN numbers, tax documents, everything. She went into court, lied, and claimed she was the sole owner. The business ignored the agreement, ignored the evidence, and handed my company.
Mm-mm. Mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Time out. Time out. Because I got questions, y'all. I'm sorry if I'm pausing more than what y'all want me to, but I really do, as I'm thinking, I really do have questions. I have a question. I have a concern. I have a conversation. So you said a month before court, Kelly signed a partnership agreement. But you literally just said it's your business. So it's either one or the other. It can't be both. Either y'all were partners or it was yours. And I also have questions. I know that there are a lot of people that don't necessarily like Kelly, but we can't sidestep the fact that Kelly said there was alleged abuse. Did she sign that paperwork under duress? Duress? Did she, was there a threat to her? Because it sounds to me like if you went, so you didn't show up in court. So you said you had all of this. You said you had all of this evidence, but you were never served, so you couldn't show it in court. But I got questions. Yeah, I just got some questions. I mean, am I tripping? Y'all tell me.
The clerk of court, Janice Morris, even further, posted on social media celebrating Kelly, praising her as she took my company. You are the clerk of the court. I trusted you to be neutral, to respect the office you hold. Instead, you cheered on injustice. And Nancy Bill.
Okay, now, again, I would need to see what he's talking about, but that does sound a little unprofessional. That does sound a little unprofessional. Now, I would need to see the paperwork now. I would need to see the paperwork. But that does sound a little unprofessional that the clerk of the court was posted on social media celebrating that Kelly won. Yeah, that does sound. But again, I would need to see this. I would need to see this for myself and decide what she said, what she did say. Okay. All right. Let me finish. Let the man talk.
Every time I stepped into your courtroom, I expected fairness, but I found hostility and bias. You even denied me the right to counsel at one hearing. You called me names on record. You forced me under threat of jail to transfer assets that were fully in my name, including my food truck. You locked me up multiple times for money that had already been paid back into my joint account. I was terrified to stand before you because you showed me again and again that I had no chance of being treated fairly. Let me be clear. I never stole money from my business. The funds were from loans and grants that had both been signed to expand Nanas. When I saw reckless personal spending, I safeguarded the funds as recommendation of our then business partner. Before the June hearing, I had already turned over $320,000 to the joint business account. Once the company that I had found a path forward, which was agreeing to the terms of operational agreement, which
Sir, you saying too much. Listen, Mark. Hey, come here. Now I don't know why you sitting right there with your attorneys and your family and all these other people. You are saying way too much, sir. You are giving us way too much information. You are litigating your case in the court of public opinion. And me personally, I can only speak for myself. I don't have enough information. But what I will say is this: let's walk down the road. I know that I can read the comments in the chat. Some of y'all don't want to walk down this road with me, but let's walk down the road that maybe he's got some legitimacy in what he's saying. Let's walk down the road for a second, okay? It would have to be some serious corruption going on that you have all of this proof, you have all of this paperwork. You said that they made you pay, she put you in jail for money you already paid. Like, you are accusing the people of doing a lot. I just think you're saying too much. You breaking down a lot of business stuff that I don't think you need to be putting out there. But okay.
outlined that both signatures was needed, and you agreeing to not spend funds reserved for the business expansion. By December 2022, every penny was back. Yet in January 2024, I spent over 40 days in jail while my ex-wife and her attorney told the court it had never been repaid. This is false imprisonment. This is fraud. And while Kelly was...
So wait a minute, you had to have taken the money in the first place for you to say you repaid it. So did you take the money? Because you said, well, the money was repaid, but that means you took it, right? In order to repay something, that means you had to take it to begin with. Okay.
The water, the business, the cars, debt, the proceeds from the homes, and more, I still left with the debt. To this day, that loan sits on my credit while she uses the business it funded. On top of that, her attorney withheld over $74,000 that was legally mine from the sale of our home. Money that's set over a year before quietly sent to escrow. Money I could have used to support my children and myself after losing everything. Child support was set at nearly $4,000 a month, not based on my income, but on a business grant. Still, I tried.
Stop. 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 Sir. No, that's his real voice. I didn't speed nothing up, child. That's hot. That's his voice. What you mean child support was set based off of a business grant and not off of your income? Is that even legal? See, I would need to talk to an attorney down to the state of Georgia. Is that how they do it in Georgia? Is that even legal? Okay. A business grant instead of income?
Off of payments that were rejected, I paid $14,000 with help from a friend when I was jailed again. I even offered half of the $74,000 I was owed just to catch up. But the truth is, Kelly doesn't want reject.
Wait, stop. Again. You said you paid some of the child support when you with help from your friends while you were jailed, which means that you owed something, right? Am I tripping, y'all? If you were already sitting in jail, that means that the judge felt like you owed something. Okay. This we might need to go and look at Tasha K interview and hear what he's trying to say.
Resolution. She wants to keep me down because without that storyline, she loses her platform. And bravo, your hands are not clean. You gave airtime to lies that you knew could not be sustained. You put my daughter on national TV without my permission. You built a storyline that destroyed my name from entertainment. This is defamation. Defamation.
First of all, I'm gonna need you to learn how to say the word, sir. Defamation. Defamation. Okay. So you said that Bravo, your hands are not clean. You said that she needs this storyline for her platform. So this was going on long before she came on Real Housewives of Atlanta. This started in 2022. We didn't meet Kelly until 2025. Let's be clear. I mean, they were filming in 2024, but we didn't know her. We didn't meet her. We don't know nothing about her. The people who live outside of the Atlanta area, we don't even know Nana's Chicken and Waffles. I know she said she was selling it and all that other stuff, selling the batter and stuff, but y'all didn't none of us know that, okay? So Kelly is not using this as her storyline. It was already happening. You said this started in 2022. So that was 3 years before we even met y'all. And then you talking about that Bravo put this storyline. Did Bravo reach out to you? Did Bravo ask you to give a green screen or rebut anything? Because I'll be interested to find out if Bravo ever reached out to you and asked you to give your 2 cents. But okay, sir. Bravo's bad too.
It would not stand. So today, I inform the world I intend to sue every party that's played a role in this part. Those who withheld my children, who stole my money, who illegally held my home proceeds, who ran hearings without jurisdiction, and abused their public offices, and who profited off lies. To my children, Chance, Chester, and Chastity, hear me clearly. I love you. I have never left you. I have fought for you every day, in every courtroom, every filing, and every word I speak.
First of all, he said he intends to sue. So that means he ain't filed shit. I mean, maybe he has. I don't know. We'll look for it tomorrow. But you say you intend to sue. So, sir, did you file it? I intend to lose 50 pounds, but I ain't stopped eating these bag of chips over here. So did you file it? Okay. Sound to me like you trying to get a storyline, but okay.
No matter what you told, no matter what you've seen on TV, your father always loved you and always will. To my supporters, this is bigger than me. This is about accountability, integrity, and justice.
Oh, what was that word? Hold on. He said it's about what? We got to go back. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm being petty now. What he just say? It's about what?
No matter what you told, no matter what you've seen on TV. Your father always loved you and always will. To my supporters, this is bigger than me. This is about accountability, integrity, and
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. What that man just say, y'all? What that man just say? Now I let defamation slide. I let defamation slide. I'm just being petty now, y'all. All right, let's go. He almost done. He almost done. He wrapping it up, child.
justice. What happened to Rockdale should have never happened to a man, another father, or another family. My silence is over. The truth is heard, and today is just the beginning. Thank y'all.
All right. The rest of the press conference is other people talking, child. Y'all can go look at the whole thing over on the Atlanta News Action News Network, whatever this is, over on YouTube. It's 24 minutes. We're not gonna look at the whole 24 minutes. But listen. Right. There's how I could even see if he had wrote the speech out. Sir, you wrote it out. How you don't know what you wrote? Now, sometimes I know I'll be stumbling over stuff when I'm reading it because I'm reading it for the first time, and sometimes my brain moves faster than my mouth and vice versa. But sir, you wrote that. You wrote that. You were reading from a piece of paper. But moving right along. This is what I'm gonna say. If and when he actually files a lawsuit against Bravo, y'all know that we'll read it and I'll go through the whole thing and we'll discuss it. But right now, you said what you intend to do. You intend to sue Bravo. This is what I'm going to say about this. This is not the first reality star on Bravo, because I'm not even going to say Housewives. I'm just saying across the board. This is not the first reality show on Bravo that had a woman that was going through a tumultuous divorce. People always say, oh my gosh, how did Ralph get a green screen? How did Ralph get a green screen? Because I do believe that Bravo understands that the respectable, see now here I am, the respectable thing to do is to give the other party an opportunity to speak. I would be hard pressed. Now, I'm not saying it didn't happen because we know that all of the reality shows have their own production company. So I cannot say beyond a shadow of a doubt. I cannot say that. But I would be hard pressed to believe that Bravo did not reach out to him to allow him to at least give a green screen or speak on camera or do something, especially with the level of accusations. But however, comma, I'm going to say however, comma on that. I feel like there may have been enough documentation in the courts where maybe they felt like they were covered legally and they didn't have to invite him. Because it does sound like they've been in and out of court since 2022. That's what it sounds like. Now, I might see if we can find Kelly's divorce paperwork or the hearings and get more detail. But it sounds to me like he is making a lot of accusations against Bravo, but it sounds like the majority of his beef is with the court system and how that was handled. That's what it sounds like to me. Side note, really be please review Highs to Lowest. It was blank. I mean, it was a try hard is the best way to put it. I don't even know what that is, Nikki B. What is highest to lowest? What is it? Is that the Biggest Loser thing? Is that the documentary on the Biggest Loser? We'll keep up with this to the best of our ability. The new Denzel and ASAP Rocky movie. Oh, that's what that is. You said it's you was like it's a try hard is the best way to put it. Okay. I'm not making no promises, Nikki. Oh, it's a new Spike Lee. Oh, okay. I do remember them talking about it. Where is it? Is it in a movie theater or is it streaming somewhere? Where can I find it? I'm not going to the theater. I'm gonna just tell you that now. I'm not. If I have to go to the movies to watch it, I can promise you that's a no. But is it streaming somewhere? If it's streaming, it's a maybe. The other husbands were a part of the show, though Kelly's husband was never introduced to the show before their divorce. That's true, Amanda. That's a valid point. That's a very valid point. Um, but I just feel like Apple TV or Fire Stick. Oh, it's on Apple TV. Okay. I don't have Apple TV. So well, why you want me to watch it, Nikki? If it's disappointing, why y'all want me to waste 2 hours of my life just to tell you what you already know? Nikki. Why you want me to waste 2 hours of my life to tell you what you already know? Let me say this, and I'm not gonna get left because I gotta go. I gotta get ready to go to bed and get up and go to work in the morning. But let me say this. I honestly feel like Denzel has lost his passion for acting. I think he said he's retiring. I think he said he only has a few, I think he's doing like a couple of more movies that he's already committed to, and then he is retiring. I honestly feel like because of him and Spike Lee's relationship over the years, I feel like this was his swan song with Spike Lee. I feel like this was his farewell. I feel like this was, I don't even want to say obligated because I think Spike Lee and Denzel have both done a lot for each other. You know what I mean? But I think that this was his finale with Spike Lee. And maybe, I don't know this to be a fact because I certainly have not talked to Spike Lee or Denzel. But it's been a long time since Spike Lee's made a movie. So I'm wondering if this is something that Spike Lee wrote and he dusted it off just so him and Denzel could have their final hurrah together. Because Denzel is done. And I've been noticing him in interviews and stuff. You know, he's given himself to the Lord. He's an ordained minister now. I think he's just over Hollywood. I think he's over it. He's over Hollywood. And I just don't think he has the passion. And I think that I haven't seen the movie, but if the movie is as bad as it seems, because a couple of people in the chat are saying the movie wasn't great, I just feel like maybe he did it as a swan song. And I feel like Spike Lee just dialed it up too. Like, oh, well, shit. Denzel, you about to retire. You want to do one last run together? Let me find something. I don't feel like Spike Lee sat down and wrote this movie. Again, I don't know any of this to be a fact. This is how I feel just based off of what y'all said and what I've seen in Denzel's the last like maybe year and a half. Like he's just over it. He doesn't care. And that doesn't mean he's not doing a good job of acting, but I'm saying he doesn't care about playing the Hollywood game anymore. And I think the obligations that he made in his last couple of movies are either passion projects, like bucket list passion projects, or we've been rocking together for 40 years. We've made some great movies together. This is the finale. Y'all know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. I don't know any of that to be a fact. That's how I feel. I agree. I'm happy to have been able to go see Othello, his last Broadway run, and he was excellent. I wanted to see Othello. I didn't make it. I'm hoping that maybe they'll put it on DVD or it'll stream or something. Not DVD. See, I'm old. I'm hoping that maybe it'll stream on like Netflix or something because I really did want to see it. I just didn't make it. Denzel in those baggy suits and Beijing took me out. Oh Lord, not the Beijing. I bet Gladiator movie was probably going to be his last. The only movie I seen of Denzel was Training Day. Oh wow, Elizabeth. That's one of my least favorite Denzel movies. Yeah, I think he's supposed to be in Black Panther 3, and I think that is probably going to be his finale. Now I feel like over the years, they might be able to convince him to do a cameo here and there. But I think he'll maybe get more into directing. You know, Denzel was getting into directing for a while. So I think he'll maybe direct more movies. I think that he's going to walk closer with his faith. I mean, he's an ordained minister now, and he stopped drinking, and he admitted that at one point in time he even did drugs and he was a drinker. And so I just feel like he's gonna probably come out with a memoir. And maybe he already has, I don't know. But I feel like if he hasn't already, he's gonna come out with a memoir, right? He's gonna finish up whatever he said he was committed to do, acting wise. He's gonna do a memoir. He's gonna probably, Denzel has always lived his life very privately. Like he's never really what we've gotten of Denzel is what he wanted us to know, you know, um, which continues to let me know that celebrities who you can be at the top tier of celebrity and still be able to live your life privately. And Denzel is one of those people. We don't know anything that Denzel didn't want us to know about his life. We just didn't. Right. Very private, no scandals. If anything went down in his family, we didn't know nothing about it. Now, we might find out if he tells us at this point, but when things were happening, and I'm okay with that. Like, listen, I come down here and I make money talking about celebrity news, but I make money talking about celebrity news that's already out there. I don't go looking for nobody's business. I don't go through nobody's trash can. I don't do that. I don't do none of that. I go through what's out there, you know. Anyway, let me get off of here. Child, y'all see this how y'all be getting me off on. So I started to do this as a pre-record, and I said, no, I'm gonna come and talk to the people. But Elizabeth, go see, in my opinion, if I were to recommend a Denzel movie for you, I would recommend either Malcolm X, The Hurricane, but Training Day, no. Training Day, no. Remember the Titans is a good one, yes. Remember the Titans is a good one. But if Training Day is your only reference to Denzel, I don't think you're getting a good reflection of who Denzel is. That's just my opinion, though. I never saw John Q. And I didn't see John Q because I just wasn't interested in the storyline. Like, I wasn't interested in what I saw from the trailer. I just wasn't. That's why I didn't watch the Taraji P. Henson movie. To me, it seemed like the female version of John Q. Oh, Chuck, that's it. Elizabeth, Philadelphia, that's it. Philadelphia, yes. For me, Philadelphia and Malcolm X. Those are the two Denzel must-sees for me. You're a Hall of Famer in my book. Favorite movie of all time. Only because my mother wanted to see Training Day. The Great Debaters is good. I show that to my students. I watch, that's one of the movies I show to my students at some point before the school year is over. We'll watch The Great Debaters. I haven't looked at Mississippi Masala in a long time. I might have to go back and look at that my damn self. Mo Better Blues was a good one. Only thing I hated about Mo Better Blues, I don't want to give it away for people who might want to, even though the movie's 30 years old. I just hated when he got beat up and it messed up his lip. I hated it. Especially since it wasn't because of him. Like, it's one thing when somebody has a life-altering situation and it's their fault. It wasn't his fault, you know. Fences was hard to watch. It was good though. The acting was great. But just be ready to look at Viola Davis's snot. That's all I'm saying. I love that Viola Davis gives me all the feels with the acting, but it's the snot for me. Just be ready for the snot. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, Mo Better Blues is definitely still one of my favorites. Let me get off of here. Philadelphia is a great movie. It is a great movie. Matter of fact, I might watch Philadelphia again. I probably watch Philadelphia before I watch that movie y'all want me to go watch. Yeah, Viola and the snot. And I love her. I do. I love her, but it's the snot for me. Every time she gonna cry, I just close my eyes because I know the snot is coming. I can't. I can't. Pelican Brief was good. I will admit the straw was pretty good. It was a good story from start to end. Again, I just wasn't interested in that storyline. I just wasn't. Anyway, y'all, let me get off of here. I love y'all, but we'll stay on this story, y'all. I'm sure we'll have an update if he actually files the lawsuit or if he's already filed the lawsuit. Y'all know we're gonna come down here and look at it. What I'm gonna do though is I am gonna reach out to somebody to see if maybe I can get their legal papers up until this point, and maybe if we read through what actually went down in court, we might have a better um point of view on things. Okay. Conspiracy theory, maybe that sounds familiar. All right, y'all, I'll talk to y'all later. Good night.